Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Retrograde Entropy, and I'm feeling a bit better today, but not because I'm less sick, because I think I figured out that I was never sick. I believe there was something else going on, so it wasn't just sickness. So all the resting I did, uh, was nice, but I don't think it actually helped. Like it wasn't fixing the root cause of the problem. So I think what I've actually been suffering from is anemia, which is caused by an iron deficiency. Because, yeah, I've been having lots and lots of chicken. I've been having a bit of ham, but the ham is. I didn't even cook any ham yesterday. I cooked 8 chicken drumsticks and 8 chicken skewer meals. So 16 meals full of chicken, and then my half meal is a quarter of a roast chicken. So I've been going nuts on chicken. And I was a little bit concerned yesterday morning because I was like, oh, am I getting enough iron? Well, I've got these little twiggy sticks, so hopefully that's enough. But I looked at them and they're pork, and pork is not quite as much iron as roast beef. So anyway, last night I decided to go out for a walk in the evening because I'm like, I'm not going to get any better than this. I should start walking again. And I I didn't even make it like 2 minutes down the road before I started feeling really chilled. Like the wind was really doing me over. Wasn't much wind. It was just a little bit of wind. But even with my jumper on, I felt so chilled, and I had that. I felt like I was. I don't know. It was like cold sweat almost. Like you feel the chill, but you almost feel like you're sweating a little bit. Like I was sweating when I came inside. I don't know. So I jumped straight on Google and I started doing some searches because it was clear that at that point that I wasn't sick anymore. Or if I was sick, then I was just, let's put it this way. After this much, if I was still actually sick with a bacteria or a virus, then I was never going to be able to go outside again. Because that was how crappy I felt when I went out last night. That I was just never going to be able to go outside again. So I was like, okay, got to be something else going on. It can't just be a bacteria or a virus or something like that. So I went and I looked, and I found this article that said, oh, anemia, you can have, because I was trying to search for cold chills and stuff like that, and it said anemia can produce cold chills, and it can be caused by a lack of iron. And I was like, the pieces are starting to fit together, because I was worried that morning about a lack of iron. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and say iron is my problem. So I went to the shops just this morning. It's 8 a.m. I've already been out to the shops. I bought a whole bunch of things which are high in iron. So one of them is dried apricots. Apparently apricots, they're not too bad, but they're not, yeah, they're okay. They're okay. Like if I have a look at the thing I brought up, the main two things I could probably have is beef and beef and dried apricots. There's a lot of other stuff. Like apparently chicken liver is really good, but I'm drawing the line at eating stuff which is disgusting. So I don't want to be miserable because chronic fatigue makes me miserable enough already. So I'd rather eat a crap load of dried apricots. And apparently this is a 200 gram pack. So apparently if you eat this whole pack in one day, then I'm getting enough iron. Approximately. It's not as efficient though. The most efficient way of doing it is to eat beef. Beef or lamb. Lamb is really good as well. So that's probably why I've been going downhill for the past couple of weeks, because I stopped having the tarkas with mince in them, and obviously the mince was giving me a fair bit of iron. But I stopped that. I switched over to chicken, and then I've been crappy ever since. So I might go back to that, but that was making me crook in other ways. So I don't know. I went down to Coles and I was trying to get my hands on some dried beef, like beef jerky. They didn't really have any of it. Like I was looking for stuff similar to the Twiggy sticks where it's just a packet full of meat. And they did sort of have that, but it was like, felt like more sandwich meat than actual beef jerky sort of stuff. So no, but beef is definitely the best, other than chicken liver, which I'm not having. I also got some other stuff, like they got Wheat Bix. Obviously, I don't like Wheat Bix. I don't like eating it, but they got it in biscuit form, so I might try some of that. It is wheat, so it could make me tired. I just realized that now, but I did buy a little bit of it. I bought a little packet of Nutri-Grain and stuff like that, so that might make me tired as well. So I think these are probably just stopgaps. I reckon what's going to happen is I'm going to keep on with the apricots. All the other stuff like the wheat bix biscuits and all that is just going to be a stopgap that I probably won't eat a lot of. And then I'm going to start folding beef back into my main meals. So 2.5 meals, out of the 2.5 meals, I think one of the main meals is going to have to be beef. One beef, one chicken, and the half meal can be whatever. I might go back to the mince, but if I stay with the roast chicken, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But one of the main meals per day is going to have to be beef. So or lamb. Lamb apparently is really good as well. Chicken has a little bit of iron, but chicken has like 10%, like just over 10% of the iron that beef has. So it's not even close. Not even close. So unless you're eating you'd have to eat 2 kilos of chicken a day to get the recommended iron content. That's crazy. Whereas with beef, you have to eat like 250 grams to get the iron daily. So I think that's what we're going to do. Or lamb. Lamb, apparently you need like 300 to 400 grams a day, which I should be able to do. So I can go back to, I used to have not lamb shanks. There was this just slab of lamb with some seasoning on it that I used to cook in the griller. So I can get that again. I can do that. There's some meat, I don't know. Every single bit of, like the lamb, I stopped eating because it just wasn't doing it for me anymore. It wasn't making me sick, but it just didn't taste as nice as chicken. So that's why I stopped that. So I can get back into that. That's fine. I also had hamburgers and sausages, but they made me sick fairly often. So that's why I stopped having them. But I don't know. Pork apparently doesn't have too much iron either. So maybe, what I'll do is I'll try and have 4 different meals. So we got the 2 chicken ones, the chicken skewers and the chicken drumsticks. I can cook them pretty perfectly now, although I did mess up a little bit yesterday. The chicken drumsticks were a bit smaller than what I'm used to, so I overcooked the first batch, and then the second batch was okay. I dropped it down by 10 minutes. So that sort of worked out okay-ish. But the chicken skewers I can cook pretty much perfectly now. They never make me sick, and they taste pretty good. A little bit overcooked, but that's what you got to do to stop being sick with IBS. So that's fine. And so the chicken is fine. Chicken is beautiful on cooking. Now the lamb, I'll buy the lamb, whatever it is. I can't remember what they're called, but this is like this big slab of lamb, like this big, and it's just like pretty thin, but pretty big. And I cut it in half, and then that makes 2 meals. So I got 2 of those. I might just cook them on the griller, because I don't know if I can really cook them in the microwave. I don't think I've ever tried to cook them in the microwave. It might still work. So we'll have to have a look at that. We'll have to see how that goes. So I got 16 meals at the moment, all chicken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through 8 of them, and then when I've got 8 left, I'm going to go out and I've got to get lamb and something else. Apparently kangaroo has a lot of iron in it as well. I'm not sure if I can get kangaroo. It's probably going to be pretty similar to beef and lamb anyway. So I might try and find some sort of beef source of beef that's not sausages or hamburger patties, because those ones, It just didn't seem to work. Now, I'd love to just get like a bunch of mince. Just cook it up, put some meat sauce on, and it's kind of like a pasta mix, but instead of putting it in pasta, you just dump it on top of the chips and vegetables. By the way, I did put salt on on my chips yesterday, the Himalayan pink table salt. The distribution method on the chips was a little bit iffy, because I sort of spread it around as much as I could, but I feel like half of the salt ended up on like 3 chips somehow, so those chips are going to be insane. And I did eat a couple of chips that sort of fell out of the container yesterday, and they were very strong. They felt very salty. So I don't know, but that's the recommended amount that the Active Health guy told me to have. So either I got really unlucky with those 2 chips I had yesterday, that they got more salt than the average, or every single chip is going to be like that. And it may get to the point where it's just very hard for me to eat all of that salt. But I'll try and get through it. Like, I won't start chucking away meals or anything like that. I'll try and get through it because, you know, an expert told me to have that much salt, so I'm going to try and have that much salt. And if it really is hard to get through, then I'll just lessen it down. Like, instead of 3 grams a day, I'll have 2 grams a day or something like that. Yeah. But we'll see how we go. So anyway, that's all there is to it. I've just had a few of these dried apricots. They taste okay. They're like a little bit like sultanas in that they're small little bits. Oh, just jumped some on my keyboard, but little bits like that. So I could easily just plow through these because I'm always a bit hungry. So, and now I'm chewing on camera. But anyway. So I tried some other stuff. I got little packets of Nutri-Grain, but obviously I'm like lactose intolerant. I'm not lactose intolerant because I have cheese and ice cream, but I just don't like milk. So maybe I'll put some mineral water in with the Nutri-Grain. I mean, why the hell not? If it works, it works. So just do it. Ah, that's very nice. Anyway, I've bought a whole bunch of different things: dried apricots, wheat bix, biscuits, Nutri-Grain, and little strips of. It's not really beef jerky; it's just dried beef that. I'm not sure if it's even dried beef. I think it's just roast beef that you like put on sandwiches and stuff like that. So I might try some of that. Beef jerky obviously better, but there was none at the shop, so maybe I'll order some online. I guess if it's in a sealed packet, it doesn't matter if you order it online. As long as it's before the expiry date, which it should be if it's sealed. So, yeah, maybe I will do that. Order it online. I reckon I could get that done. So anyway, that's pretty much done. Hopefully, after about half a week or something like that, that should solve a lot of our problems. Now, I am going out today to do a work thing, and it is bowls, so it will be outside. I can't remember what the weather's supposed to be. It's kind of bad timing, but maybe if I eat enough iron today, then I'll feel a little bit better and I won't get screwed over so badly. So it should be 20 degrees. The wind is really going to be the problem, but I don't know how to figure out what the wind is going to be. Let's go to the actual website. Apparently the wind is going to pick up. So it's going to be like 20 kilometers an hour by the evening. We'll have to see how we go. We'll have to see how we go. This might become a problem. Yes, okay. It might become a problem. I could put on my windproof jacket, but that's a really warm jacket. So maybe if I do that, but I don't have an undershirt on, then I won't get over hot or something like that. Not sure. We'll have to see how we go. The other thing is I could go out and buy a windproof jacket, like a really light one today, but that would mean I have to go out three times today, which is, yeah, that's bad. That's very bad. Anyway, this has been a 15-minute video, so this one's really been going on. So I think I just go out. The upside is if I go out and the wind's blowing and I'm freaking, not feeling good, it increases the chance that I'll get crook, but it doesn't mean I am crook. So it just means I can go home, rug up, eat a bunch more apricots, and hopefully won't actually get sick. But this iron deficiency will hopefully explain a lot of it, and hopefully that'll fix my air conditioning problems as well, with the breeze blowing on me and me getting crook straight away, because that happens really, really fast. So I think that's hopefully an iron deficiency problem. And we'll know for sure, because I got a blood test right before I started feeling really chilled out and really crappy. So I'm going to blame the blood test for sort of exacerbating that condition, because apparently it's due to like healthy red blood cells or something in your body and you need iron to produce them or something. I think that's what anemia is. So just after the blood test is just, I don't know. But anyway, the point is I had a blood test. I think they're going to test for iron. And if they do, then my doctor will say, well, you're low on iron, and this can cause blah, blah, blah. So that'll be a nice confirmation anyway. But I haven't got the results back yet. So, yeah, it's been just over a week, though, but I assume I'll get them back soon. Anyway, I'm going to finish this video off now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.